Tom, can you tell us a bit about Vivid Money and what it offers?
Yeah, sure. So Vivid Money is a Berlin headquartered neobank, and we offer a broad range of financial services and products to our customers in the EU. Those services include traditional banking and payment services, it's savings, credits, investments, multi-currency pockets, but also cryptocurrency investing and wallet services.
Okay, you mentioned a broad range of products. I would like to focus on the offering of crypto services. The market of offering crypto services is very fragmented in Europe. Yeah. How do you deal with all the separate registrations that Vivid Money has in different EU countries and the legal requirements?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It's a complicated topic. The current regulatory landscape in Europe surrounding crypto assets is very, very fragmented. And we experience that at first hand. We have registrations with the regulator in Italy, in France, in Spain. And that makes our life complicated sometimes. We do not only have to have dialogues with each of these regulators, but we also have to comply on a continuous basis with a different set of rules and regulations in each of these jurisdictions. And then I've not yet mentioned Germany, which is one of the most complicated of them all, as Christian might know.
I certainly know. Yeah, it's something which basically comes from or has started with AMLD5, where the German legislator decided to define crypto assets as a financial instrument, meaning basically that the underlying service related to crypto assets, be it brokerage service, trading services, the offering of platforms where you can trade crypto assets, that all is a regulated banking activity. So in order to do that in Germany, you have to apply for a banking license, which obviously comes with a lot of prudential requirements, fit and proper requirements at the management board level. You have to have an AML function, you have to have a compliance function, you have to have a physical presence in Germany. It's not available on a cross-border basis. And that is something which is quite burdensome for especially for startups, because it's in the end it costs money. And that has probably also the reason why entities are still reluctant in applying for these license at the moment. For instance, for crypto custody service, where there's a strong demand for that service in Germany, we only have, I think, 3 market participants who actually have obtained that license in Germany.
Sam, what is the reason that the market is so fragmented, and what can we expect in terms of harmonization?
So currently the majority of crypto assets and crypto companies such as exchanges and wallet providers fall outside the scope of EU legislation, which creates a risk for holders of cryptocurrencies, especially in areas that are not covered by consumer protection laws. And to address those risks, member states have implemented their own set of legislation, for example, the license requirement in Germany, which makes it quite complicated for companies to comply with all those rules. The upcoming markets in crypto assets regulation will harmonize these sets of rules, which will make it a lot easier to provide your services on a cross-border basis, because you can just apply for one license on the MiCAR, which can then be passported throughout Europe.
We are currently very much looking forward to that harmonization, as we would like not only to avoid the current fragmented conversations and compliance procedures that we need to have in place in all these jurisdictions, but also we see it as an opportunity to make the market in cryptocurrencies more mature, and to ensure better protection also for the investors in terms of market manipulation avoidance, anti-market abuse rules. MiCAR is certainly not perfect, but it's a big step in the right direction in our view for the whole market.
What strikes me though, Tom, is that the current crypto industry is largely unregulated, and MiCAR imposes quite a strict regulatory regime. And I wonder how many of the crypto businesses will be able to comply with those new obligations and requirements.
Yeah, that's a very valid question. So we are already preparing for that, of course, because we believe that as soon as MiCA comes into force, only those cryptocurrency providers, service providers that are ready, prepared, and compliant will survive. But yeah, it's to be seen what happens to the market. I am pretty convinced that not all of the currently active market participants will survive.
Yeah, I mean, probably the advantage is if you're already some sort of regulated, either through a MiFID license or a banking license, you can actually leverage off that a little bit when it comes to the organizational requirements you actually have to implement under MiCA as well. So if you're coming from that banking angle or investment angle and moving towards cryptocurrencies, it's a lot easier, of course,
exactly,
than starting from scratch.
And you also obtained a MiFID license in the Netherlands recently. Are there any plans to transition that into a MiCAR license?
Now, we're certainly looking into that opportunity. However, we still are focusing at the moment on offering the more traditional financial products with this MiFID license. But it's certainly an important step in the right direction, and it helps us to already have all required policies, procedures in place to ensure, once again, that we're ready for what's to come when MiCA kicks in.
And I guess to the extent that you're offering products that are equivalent to the financial products that you are offering on your MiFID license, you won't need to apply for a separate license on their MiCA.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, there's some complicated topics surrounding this, let's say, transition mechanism. However, we are certainly looking to leverage the MiFID license that we currently have in place, and in particular all compliance-related policies, procedures, and mechanisms to ensure that as soon as MiCA kicks in, we're ready for that.
That's in the end the most interesting question, to be honest, right? I mean, if you already have a license, be it the local German crypto trading license or the crypto custody license or MiFID license, whether you can reuse that license in a certain way also under MiCA, right? I mean, in my view, there has to be some sort of transition in a certain way, even if you cannot just switch the license into a cryptocurrency license. But some sort of leveraging regarding the organizational requirements would certainly be helpful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for being here, Tom.
Thanks,
Welcome.
Tom.
Good to be here.